Well, I decided I could start talking about some of my medical stuff in the last year since it's ever ongoing. So, a couple of years ago, I got sick and it started with valley fever and then it just kind of kept spiraling. So, we did the valley fever and I didn't react well to the meds. And so then I had to get put on another med, and that didn't really work out well. Then I got latent TB. I had no immune system. I had some lung biopsies, and I ended up really, really sick. I couldn't do anything. My cough was so debilitating. I could barely talk. I still get a cough quite often, quite a lot. I never know how I'm going to feel. I wake up and day by day. Sometimes a shower can take me out. It's horrible. I hate meds. I never had a medical background. I had migraines, but I had those since I was young, like 11 years old. Otherwise, that was it. So I used to run like 6 miles a day. Yeah, I'm lucky if I can walk down the fucking block. So this was all new to me. Then they told me I had lupus. What is that? And being a nurse, they don't really talk about that. So I had to learn about this autoimmune disorder, which nobody in my family had ever had an autoimmune disease. Well, I'll tell you what, that in itself is a monster. You never know what's going to happen for the day. Some days you just want to sleep. Your body hurts for no reason. You feel like you had the shit beat out of you for no reason. If you do too much one day because you're feeling good, you won't be able to do anything for like a week after that. So this was all new for me. I ended up going on some meds, and all of these medications ruined my gallbladder. So I had to have my gallbladder removed. And after I had my gallbladder removed, I got worse. I ended up not being able to like eat anything at all. And when they removed my gallbladder, I was down to just drinking smoothies. And then I put on all of this weight out of nowhere. And they couldn't figure it out because I wasn't eating. Well, then they checked my hormones. And I had like no hormones in my body, which was really strange. So then they started putting me on hormones. And the testosterone at first made me feel good. It made me feel a little more awake than I had been. Mind you, I still have all this other stuff going on too. So I see all these different specialties all of the time. There's so many like hands in the plate. It's insane. And it just keeps going on and on. I had within 2.5 years, I had like 8 surgeries. It was just out of control. So then they decide that I have an allergy to gluten. It wasn't just you're a gluten person. I actually was allergic to it. So I had to change my diet completely. And then I started becoming allergic to foods I was never allergic before. And when I say allergic, I mean anaphylaxis. And had to start using an EpiPen on a regular basis. So I have what they call mast cell activation, where we don't know when I'm going to go into anaphylaxis and we don't know why. I just do all the time now. So this is not fun. So then they discover, when I go in for a CT one day, that I have a vestibular schwannoma, which I never say it right, which was a tumor on my 8th cranial nerve. So then I had to go in and have a procedure to have that removed with radiation, because I was starting to lose my balance and my hearing and my vision was all messed up. And I just had that done in January. So now I'm just a little over 3 years of having all of this fun stuff go on. And while this continues, I still have valley fever problems and lupus problems that we're still trying to figure out. I also had to have a surgery for bladder. And now that I've had that done, now I have this pelvic stuff because my pelvic muscles are way too tight. And so I go to physical therapy to try and loosen my pelvic muscles, which is a whole nother monster in itself. But now they believe that my lupus may be coming from these springs that I had implanted to make me not be able to have children anymore. It's kind of like having your tubes tied. And I had it done years ago. But they think that I may be allergic to them because they have nickel in them. So I'm going to probably have to have surgery and have them removed. Not only because of that, but because they've migrated and moved on their own after all these years, which can happen. And so that requires me to probably have what they're saying is a possible hysterectomy. So now I'm going through all of this. So these are all medical things that have come together in the last 3 years. So it is a lot. But you have to stay positive and work through each thing on its own. Because that's all you can do. Life can always be worse. I do have the best children. And my son stays by my side. My oldest, he's good about taking me to doctor's appointments and things like that. So is my dad. But you just have to remember and look for natural ways, because that's my other biggest thing, is finding natural ways to get through this. And do your research. And I will tell you, meditation and things like that are amazing and they help. A lot of people aren't into that, but it's changed a lot of things for me. But staying positive and finding the right doctors can help. And learning that the strangest things can be the things that cause everything. And you just have to be adamant. I even went down the road to look at breast implants to see if that was the cause of it. But I got lucky that mine weren't my problem. But do know that things can go haywire. You can learn all sorts of weird things about the body and about people around you, why this stuff goes on. But you just got to stay true to yourself and be your biggest advocate. So I will start talking about diet ideas, things to try, advocates to be for yourself, and how lupus is a crazy thing. But you can do it. And I'll keep you guys posted on all my follow-ups and stuff like that. Happy Monday.